Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chantry House Baltimore, our Sorcerer Mage 20th Anniversary Edition RPG. Yeah, so we are down a player from the looks of it. All right, Katrina, do you have a recap for us?
You're the one who watched the video.
I believe last time you were investigating someone who was stealing things, who was able to enter houses, everyone was sleeping. They reported nasty smells when they awoken, but there's no entry or breaking or anything like that. That I believe is accurate. You did find a pawn shop where some of the items were sold and got a CD with some footage or some information, I believe. You found out that the person was operating along a bus route. Does this all sound correct, Luke?
Yes, we did
Oh,
find some waxy substance outside that was like a residue of the weird smell from the inside that we think was some sort of powerful sleeping agent.
all right. You also, I believe, finished downloading the contents of the phone because you were trying to get the information from the person who saw the individual nailing the nail into the tree from the prior adventure. So you
Yes,
do
that
have
was
that
the very
information.
last thing.
Yes. So you basically have two kind of mysteries running parallel, but they are connected because it is about the missing items from the former basement. The basement that was formerly bad. All right. Anything did I miss? Does anyone remember?
Uh, they took a lot of big stuff from the house, and they were able to carry it all, which was interesting, but not too
No,
unreasonable.
it was like enough like stuff that would fit into a large backpack. They took
Right.
like a lot of game systems, I think, and easy stuff. Like I think the kid we talked to mentioned that there was like a safe that they completely missed and ignored. It was
Hmm.
basically a snatch and grab. Oh, they also made a sandwich.
Yeah, they were there long enough to just hang around, apparently.
Yeah, that was part of the reason that we were like, okay, maybe this is a sleeping agent because it seemed like the well, one, the buses do not run in that area during the time that the people were robbed.
Mm,
So our thought was maybe this person took the last bus to their house, snuck in and hid in the house or in the vicinity until morning.
right. Just hung out until the bus would be around time.
Yeah. And because they were there all night long, and obviously I guess you can't sleep in somebody else's house, that'd be fucking weird. Um, they just made a sandwich.
That's less weird.
We did get a descript. We got the kid had like a gas mask or a respirator or something covering his face when he sold it. We got a PO box
Hmm.
instead of an address. That was from what we learned from the pawn shop,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
as well as the video.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So that sounds good. So let us begin with you all at the hotel, which your home base is currently, which you should come up with a name other than home base to make it sound epic and awesome. That
Headquarters?
Hotel Moto.
we're shop it around.
You guys never take my names. I wanted to get model citizens. No one's on board for that.
Now you know what it's like to be Kev. Every boat just gets refused to have what he wants to name it.
Fuck that noise. We're not naming it the dirty goddamn toe. Fuck you, Vex.
So you have the disc and you have the data off the phone now. So yeah, so you all gather together, I guess, to start looking at some of the data.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Ranya hears a crash and goes to run to take care of her siblings who are doing something sinister.
Typical siblings.
Yeah.
I've made a mistake.
We also found that waxy substance, so someone with alchemy could like try to
Let go.
experiment on it to see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know what, if anything, magic was involved in this crime.
Yeah, you were gonna do like wet science on it.
I think you have that backwards.
He does dry science, remember?
I'm the dry science person. You're more of a wet science person.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's
Okay.
got get it right.
You wet the spaghetti, he dries the spaghetti.
Exactly.
I got he wants to put dry on her wets. Is that how that joke goes?
And Talon drops the spaghetti.
I am not sober enough for this conversation.
None of us are.
It's a thing that exists as an idea.
I know
Yeah.
the meme. I hate the meme.
So, what do you start with, group?
Q is going to go through the phone data.
But what you were looking for, like video or contact information, correct?
Yes, I was looking to find out who it was and if they took perhaps any video or pictures of that of the event at night.
Okay.
And then I might also consider looking for like the location data to see if I could backtrack it to where she's from. If I can't find like an address or something.
So you bring up some videos, you go through a couple of them. Most of them are ones you don't really care for. You know, the typical standard videos people take, like, oh look,
Too many
I'm eating
pictures
this
of boring
fancy.
things.
Yeah, lots of food pictures, several cups from Starbucks.
Wants to be on Insta.
Yeah. And but you do find some pictures of the person doing a hike through the woods, taking like different like selfies and stuff throughout
Mhm.
the woods, you know, like here's me in front of a, you know, fancy tree, here's me in front of some mushrooms, etc., etc.
There's some pretty cool trees out there in the woods.
Yeah. When you come to a couple photos that at first it's just a series of photos of her like doing their selfie at nighttime with the moon and stuff, and you see a gentleman like or a individual like behind her in the woods, and then it cuts to a video, or you come to a video, doesn't cut to a video, but comes to a video where she's like, guys, I think there's just being all like creepy over in the woods here. I'm gonna go in and see if I can get a little bit of a look to see what's
Don't
going
do it.
on.
Oh my god.
He's
it's a
yelling at the
horror movie.
he's yelling at the video.
Yeah.
Quick, change the channel.
Best line or second best line in that movie. So,
What is the first best?
for me, it was just a Tuesday.
That is the best line, yes.
Oh
I say
yeah.
a good runner-up for second best is I'm going to kick M buys his ass so hard because he delivers it so awkwardly.
Doesn't Zangief say, "Am I the bad guy?" at one point, or I know he
Are
thinks
we the
it a
bad
lot.
guys? Yeah. But she's going, she's like, look, look. And she gets close, you know, zooms in or whatever, and you see a person, kind of like you see him and you're just like, wow, this person is a stereotype. They're wearing like a long duster, trench coat like outfit. Got like a underneath they must have like a hoodie whatever with a hood up, all like being, you know, mysterious and stealthy kind of individual. And you see him pull out the nail and start nailing it. And after a few seconds they look over at the person filming it, who you figured out is a basic white girl. And she's like, "Oh, he sees me! He sees me! Oh!" And as she does, the person just you can't really tell the exact motions, but next thing you know is they like face the individual, do some hand motions, and you hear some sounds. It's hard to kind of make out with because how the distance she was from the individual, and you see what appears to be like these like a spectral form of some sort just start coming towards the person, and she just see her start running like, oh god, it's like the Blair Witch, and then the phone drops and you just see her still moving.
Oh no,
Which
it doesn't seem like it went well. But this was like days ago, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to find out her identity from the phone. Maybe we can find out if she made it back or not. But this is definitely the information we're looking for.
Yeah, you just going through, you can kind of figure out who she is pretty easily because it's just like, it's Michaela coming to you from Gunpowder Park.
She
Yeah, I was
probably has a
gonna
picture
say,
every day at the same place too.
find
like
her
the coffee place.
Instagram.
Mm. Like,
Look at her Insta and see if there's any updates from after the day that she went that she dropped the phone.
pretty easy to find. She's got
Yeah.
a couple hundred followers.
Wow.
Oh wow, she's famous.
I'm gonna do what Holly said, who knows this sort of thing better, and try to see if there's been any posts from her on her accounts since that day.
There are some posts. There is one just like it's just like a little video like, oh my god, I almost died in the woods. Some creeper was there creeping, and I lost my phone, which really sucks. But I'm not gonna go back for it. But yeah, I saw the sky. I think he was doing some sort of weird satanic stuff to a tree. But remember to check me on Insta later. I'm gonna be at a couple new restaurants eating stuff.
She's real smart to post her schedule like that.
Why wouldn't she? That way you can, be there to see her eating stuff.
Oh, and then like her sycophants can be there and she can pretend to be upset about it, but
Yeah.
that's what she actually wants.
Yeah, stuff like that.
So I'm gonna make a note of the soonest one that's like the next day or two, and then hopefully we can take her phone back and see if she remembers anything else.
Alright.
Or whatever.
Or whatever. Sounds
Yeah.
like a plan.
Maybe we can flashy thing, or we have to.
Do not flash your
That's
in public.
illegal still in Maryland.
I used extra syllables to make it not what you're thinking. I said
It sounds-
flashy thing. Men in Black.
Sus.
You do realize you're the only one that could create the neuralizer to do that, right?
Holly could make like a powder, or Amaryllis could like do a sound wave.
It's not going to be flashy.
Well, I mean,
And-
if it's like the old cameras where you flash the powder on the camera to make a flash.
I
That
mean,
was
And also, all my stuff is based on alchemy, dude. It takes way longer than whenever she's next going to be doing some event to make something like that. I would have to make a
I
whole
mean-
new ritual.
I mean, I have a suggestion. You realize I'm famous, right?
Are you?
For context, which I
It
feel
never
like
comes
everyone-
up.
Amaryllis has like what level is it?
You could get on this person's
Fame 3.
This person probably has heard of you then.
Yes, she probably has, but yeah, like honestly, I could literally just contact her saying, I found your phone.
Let's do a collab post or something.
I mean, all I have to do is tell her I found her phone, and I guarantee you she will make a big deal out of it if I contact her with my Instagram.
It could be a business opportunity for both of you. But I think, yes, I'll leave it in your hands then. I'll give you the phone.
100 followers really isn't worth much to me, but
If Q could get 100 people into his shop in a week, he'd be ecstatic. That's a lot of people.
Cat's face there is like, God fucking damn it, I hate that she's right.
That's like more than fits in a venue.
Oh, it isn't?
You people in your
Luke.
big buildings. Don't talk to
Luke.
Luke, talk to Q.
No, I'm saying this out of character. Luke, I have been to bigger Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments than that.
That's a weird thing to brag about.
I've been to an event with over 2,500 people at this point. But yeah,
I'm gonna give Fatal the phone and leave it in her hands.
I got this.
But I will print off in one of those old printers that has like the holes in the sides, some pictures, high-res pictures of the creeper and the trees. We can't really get a good face on him, I guess. Was he wearing a mask or something? The guy with the nail?
The problem was there was nighttime and it was a
Oh, yeah.
distance away.
Maybe this lady got a new phone that works at night.
I
But-
don't think it's going to help with the pictures we have now.
Yeah, she wasn't trying to be like shine lights directly on him, kind of thing.
I feel like she was a bit too panicked.
She
Like,
could have. I mean, maybe it would have been smart once he spotted her, because then it like blind him a little bit. But hindsight's 20/30.
what
but-
she should have done is she should have yelled "white woman in danger."
Man, they would have swarmed in like the end of Monty Python if that happened.
Help! Help! White woman in danger.
But we got a picture of the guy now, even if we can't get too much out of it. We know a basic build, and
We know more than we
Dimensions.
did before.
that's true.
Before was basically nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
We just and we can we saw in the video that he summoned a specter of some kind using hand motions and sounds,
That might have
Pardon
been him activating the nail, though.
possibly. We could try doing those same motions and sounds near the nail, but we shouldn't.
I
Isn't the
would
nail
strongly
evil?
reckon against that. Yeah.
Evil, I don't know about evil.
Look over at the nail. It's reading
It's looking at me.
Republican magazines and stuff.
Oh my
melt
God.
it
Wearing a
down.
little red hat on it.
Typical railroad family.
Make railroads great again.
The railroad's in
I
America.
hate all of you.
I would
The
never make a
nail
joke
is
about
just
that.
flying a Confederate flag.
You love us, Sage. We
Eh,
know.
Something about
Anyone
Amtrak.
who's watching this who is offended by that, fuck you.
Fuck off.
So
Go eat some nails.
Oh, look, we lost 0 viewers.
Oh, look, nothing of value was lost.
yes, but still keep watching.
Damn
me
it,
money.
Vex, why do you got to be funnier
Oh.
than me?
So
Sage,
I've completed
Sage,
my mission.
I'm not funnier than you. I am just helping your funny. Yeah, I'm combining with your funny with that one. You set it up, and I knocked it out of the park.
So that's what you find on that. You also have the disc with the security footage.
Security sounds like a torque situation.
It's funny because it's almost like I got that disc specifically for that very reason.
I'm
Go
curious what you come up with.
So am I.
So just put the disc in the disc player. Roll for the put. Oh no.
Roll to put it in, slams it through the disc reader, breaks the disc.
No, just my luck. I would put it in, it would slide in very nice and smooth, and then something would happen, and then it would shoot the disc out and just decapitate me.
Kev, all I'm picturing is in Vampire rolling to put CD in, bloody critical failure. You go into a fury because you fucked up putting a CD in.
If I messed up putting a CD in, I might get mad. Honestly.
Eh,
That's just
It's
called
like the it's like the USB thing. You have to flip it around 3 times before it actually
I'm
works.
I did have one issue one time where I put a CD into an old CD drive, and I guess the CD drive just had enough of life. I just put it in. Next thing you know, I just hear, and it
Oh,
just
you got the
keeps
bubble shield.
speeding up. Yeah, speeding up, speeding up. I'm like, what the fuck? Then just hear, like a cracking sound, and
Yep,
the CD just broke.
I know
then.
that sound well.
I'm like, what the hell? Didn't want to read the CD, just say something. So you put in and you start looking at the security footage. It's decent footage. They actually spent money on security cameras. It's not like, the typical ones you see in shows where it's like, we have footage of Bigfoot robbing this tobacco store, and it's like, 90p kind of image.
Now we know it's a fantasy setting. A pawn shop had decent security cameras.
Yeah, apparently someone pawned the set and they're like, yeah, we'll just use it.
That's
Bigfoot
actually
should get
the
free.
comedy.
Bigfoot should get free tobacco. Bigfoot
He
doesn't.
does.
His money's
Everyone
too good.
would-
His money doesn't work at my store. He can have whatever he
Um,
wants.
So you got, and you see it takes a little bit, fast forwarding stuff to get to the park because, it covers several hours, but see an individual walk in, they're wearing a, what appears to be like jeans. They got like a, brown bomber-like jacket. They're wearing like a, what appears to be a breathing mask, a newer one, not like the old-fashioned ones. Their hair's
Rebreather?
all, yeah, like a rebreather one. Their hair is all like kind of spiky and multicolored.
You're saying he's just
pale.
cool. He's a cool person.
If that's cool for you, yes. A little pale, but just walks up and starts talking to the person, pulls out some things from the bag, mainly like the jewelry and stuff he had sold. Talks to him a bit, writes down the information that you had received, gets the money and stuff, just looks around, it's like, and just kind of walks away, like looks up at the camera.
If they intentionally looked up at the camera like that, I'm very concerned.
They are either very stupid or very competent.
Or
Or
wearing some
both.
type of illusion.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good question. Would there be any evidence of them, of an illusion being present when they do some shit like that?
Not
Anything I
through
could detect?
not through a video like that. No.
I didn't think so. No. I'm not hopeful about the information that we received.
How
then.
long ago was that video taken?
I think those robberies were only a couple days ago.
I believe that's what he said, either a
Because
couple
there
of
is
days
a
or a
tiny
week.
chance that if he's wearing an illusion, we could maybe detect the remnants of his what is it called, Kevin? His pattern, his stop, don't pull that.
Aura?
Ah! Cat went full witch there.
She tried to grab the USB extender that has my headphones and everything else plugged into it.
The other day she was punching me in the throat.
Yeah, she was. I said yesterday she's better at martial arts than the guy who played Iron Fist.
The kid, she just fucking hauled off and bit me the other night.
It's fine.
Where do I-
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Anyway, yeah, that thing where like you can sense somebody's pattern, Kevin. I don't remember what that is. The pattern of their magic.
yeah, it's pattern. But you have to be knowledgeable in quintessence.
Oh,
Really
you mean like I am?
I said knowledgeable.
Okay, fuck you.
Um, but those things, but you do have some clues there. So you do have video of the person, you also have video of the lady. I think those are the two major things you were looking for clue wise, at least from the um devices and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I still got the P.O. box that I need to investigate.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know, with the PO boxes, you know which post office it would be located at. So
The receipt for those those pawns, the name on them, do I get any hits with the criminal database?
criminal wise, no. But I will also say that as someone who knows how to detective stuff, you just do a wider search of things. You do come up with some hits, not on the criminal side of things, but just on general things. Looks like it's not the person's actual name, but there are a couple websites where the person's name comes up. There are a lot of kind of scene dance kind of websites and stuff where the person apparently frequents.
Okay, well, definitely a better start
And
than
the police have record of that?
No, I said that I'm gonna assume that
Oh,
Roark
just like
is,
doing Google search.
yeah, I'm assuming as a detective
Okay,
he would
yeah.
be smart enough not to just be like, well, there's no criminal database. This guy doesn't exist.
I would hope I'd be smarter than that.
Yeah, I try to assume competency in my players sometimes. Yeah, I'm not like
Oh,
some
the-
of
No, unlike some vampire characters.
cozy is cozy.
It's teamwork,
Mhm.
whatever we're doing.
But
So that
between the f-
post office,
Mhm.
where is that compared to the bus route?
Um, sorry, the baby's just making this really loud sound, like just like
I am so thankful the audio did not pick it up.
Honestly, like credit to the audio dampening. Because
Yeah.
goddamn,
It's
Yeah.
We
fucking
hear nothing.
amazing. She's
Yeah.
just over here wheezing like an 80-year-old smoker.
Yeah.
She just ate a French fry, so I think she's got like little tiny bits of French fry stuck in the back of her throat, but she hasn't mastered the whole like swallowing her food thing. So it just kind of vibes there for a while.
So you Yeah, when you look at the bus route and stuff, it's only a block or two away from the bus routes.
Another question. How old would this well, I guess that doesn't really matter in cities like that. A lot of people will stick to buses regardless of their age if they don't have a car or a permit to drive. So that's an irrelevant question.
Or if they have functioning transport systems.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that's a thing.
I wonder.
Um,
That's so nice when that does exist somewhere.
I have issues with crowded places and people in crowded places, so that shit doesn't work for me. But yeah, I like the idea of that Cat was running with. If it's close to the same bus route, then that's going to eliminate a lot of stuff, and I can cross-reference that with any type of information that we come across for a name, a pseudonym, a gamer handle, things like that. I feel like between the CD that I got and the phone that Luke got, it feels like half of an episode of CSI.
It's gonna feel like more once I start doing wet science.
I got to make it sound weird.
You have to make everything sound weird.
Luke did
I
this.
thought that was your job then.
Blame
I
Luke.
do that too.
It's a good way to distinguish
Science, yeah, no, I agree, Luke.
the two different branches of science.
It's
I
important.
just noticed your name, Luke. Cute.
It's important to have all your names on the screen in case anybody forgets, because it's a long time between games sometimes.
True.
And also, many of us only see each other as other characters.
You're doing that so you can remember your own name, aren't you?
It helps everyone.
That's not a no.
All right.
I will admit I do that.
All right. So what's the next step for the group? There are a couple ideas.
The one idea I had left was to try to do wet science on the waxy substance to see if we could determine like what it is, where it come from. Because we have no clues on what magic may have been used at the mystery.
We do not.
All right. So who's doing the analysis?
Me. So I'm gonna take it my botany specialization wouldn't help here, right?
Give me a second. I'm trying to remember what it's made out of.
Don't forget, we also
No.
have 5 points in library.
That's
Yes,
right.
that could
Does
come
that
in
help?
handy if we need to look up stuff.
Using a library can help, but botany does not.
Okay. And then what do I roll for doing wet science? Wits, intelligence, perception.
Intelligence and either science or occult.
It's the same. I'm gonna spend a willpower to get a auto success because I could use it.
You haven't even rolled.
I know, but I'm only rolling 4 dice, so
She's hedging her bets right now.
okay.
Remember, you're a lucky halfling.
Fuck you. Um, difficulty 6.
Mm-hmm.
4 successes.
And so examining it. Give me a second. Just double checking some things.
Also, Saege, I shared that clip online on Twitter the other day. of the time that I got so pissed off I rolled a second one that I yeeted a dice across my basement.
It is a really good clip, so
How many hits did you get?
It was like, I don't know, 6 or 8 likes maybe. It wasn't many. But it was just like somebody was talking about this concept for a halfling that's always unlucky. And I'm like, I specifically picked a halfling because I have the worst dice rolls ever. It did not help.
Okay, just like I said, give me 1 second. Um, so looking at the substance and examining it through, his alchemy, it is some form of tallow, maybe, but bit different.
Okay.
Like it's some sort of rendered fat.
Like candle fat or soap fat?
Could go one way or another depending on if you add extra ingredients to it.
Oh no. Oh no.
You
people
seem to
fat.
realize something.
Okay.
Uh-oh, what if it is?
Kevin, I'm gonna send you a message. I might have to do an occult roll for this.
There was a lot of weird stuff in that basement involving human sacrifice.
Yeah, amongst other things.
Well, I mean, things that may be related to human candles. Oh, there was one of the items that we discovered in the basement before was a old cauldron that seemed to use sacrifices to make potions and stuff. I wonder if you could make a candle in
Oh
there.
shit, that's right. That was one in there. Oh, that's fucking weird. It's like I
Oh.
sent a direct message to myself.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay, can I share that or do I need to roll an occult for that?
You came up with it. If your character does, then go for it.
Okay.
Character's smart.
So I remember this old story of this thing that's I had always assumed that it was just a story, but I mean, I guess probably apparently maybe not. It's called the Hand of Glory. It is the maybe pickled right hand of a person that was hung for a crime, usually like some kind of like murder, theft or something. Anyway, it's like dipped in wax, I think, and the fingers you light a finger and lighting the finger lets you either see through walls or pass through walls depending on the story. So candle wax lets you get in through walls.
Oh.
Creepy occult shit found in our basement.
So there was one
Yeah.
of those in the basement?
I don't know, but it sounds like something that would be in our basement. Let's look at the thing, see if there was a Hand of Glory in the basement.
Yeah, that checks a lot of boxes.
All right, so you go through your files that you think it was Q wrote a bunch of them down.
Yeah, he made like a thing
Mhm.
for
Yeah,
all the
he made
stuff.
like a digital database.
Yes, database, that's the word.
It's like you made the database. You forgot to add control find. No.
Oh god, that would be the worst. What the fuck is the point of a database then?
We'd have to like summon a little imp to look through it for us.
Can you summon
I can't.
a fucking imp?
I'd be more likely to build an imp.
Again, I assume competency, and I assume Q is smarter than most game designers and actually put a search function into their PDFs.
He certainly would because he has that feature that makes him OCPD.
OCPD.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Orange County Police Department.
No, obsessive compulsive personality disorder.
Yeah,
Oh,
Which
so
is
he's like
distinct and not the same thing as obsessive compulsive obsessive compulsive disorder. They're
Yeah,
two
so he
different
keeps
things.
all of his stuff in extremely strict,
Mhm.
like a layout and ordering everything.
Oh, baby ground. So, do we need a few seconds? Give us a few seconds. Baby might be
Okay.
changing.
Oh, good. Hopefully it's
Go.
not as bad as last time. The look of fear on Kev's face there.
Alright, so as you are searching the database, you do come across Hand of Glory. It's like, for the translation, Hand of Glory. This one was taken from the sinister hand of a murderer and thief of most ill repute. Bathed in the tallow of human rendered fat, it possesses some unique qualities compared to most. Depending on the amount of fingers lit, one can pass through walls, render those within the vicinity totally unconscious, unable to respond. It also allows the user to see in complete darkness. Though be warned, inhaling the toxic fumes of the hand can have negative consequences on the wielder. Also, do not light all 5 fingers. Also, be careful
Why
of the
not?
middle one.
What
Yeah,
do
that's what it says.
it doesn't say why to be careful?
Situations like this, you don't want to. Better not risk it.
Those instructions may be at the back.
I kind of want to light all of them on fire now.
Hey,
It'd be
just
funny.
do it away from the mansion, please.
We
We-
should
we-
convince.
I just
Make
want
this
to know
guy do
what
it.
happens.
Oh wait, we're not in the mansion anymore. Never mind.
We could find a
Um,
mansion.
We'll light it in the mansion then.
Well, good.
All right, well, first we gotta find the guy. But now
Yeah.
at least we know why he's wearing the gas mask because
He's smart. That means he knows what it is and how it works.
that is a good point.
Wait, hang on a second. The pawn shop took the pawn with the guy still wearing the mask the entire time.
Yeah, it sounded like he wore the mask when he went to the pawn shop.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. I
That's
don't
a
think
little
there's
odd.
a place of business that would do that.
Have you heard of the current world situation where most people wear masks in all the stores? Or they should.
Yeah, but like in this world, COVID didn't happen, I don't think.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
The world's shittier, but it did have
But
that
I mean,
benefit.
some people could still a pawn shop. You're not expecting people to come in there with like a suit. And like
No, the
a
problem
fresh cut.
is
Talon does have a point, or Saege also, that wearing a mask covers your identity, and most pawn shops wouldn't instantly just deal with you because that is very suspicious.
Yeah, that's very sus.
yeah, especially if they deal with weapons like what I was asking about. If you have weapons behind the counter, you want to see their face for the record for that very fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're just going in to sell some things and leave.
Yes.
Yes,
because you never.
Especially then.
Luke,
If you're not
generally
selling
they have to,
weapons.
even if you're not selling weapons, they have to check you because they have to check your ID most of the time because then if it comes up
In case
stolen,
it's stolen, right? Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
a person's face to put to the thing.
Yeah.
Well, this guy didn't
So
do
now
that.
maybe I'm wondering if we should talk to the owner of the pawn shop because
Maybe they're like
now,
they're used to doing stolen things.
maybe they're friends.
That's true. Maybe this is a person they know who sells stolen objects a lot, and they just. But then why would they
Yeah,
give us
so-
the CD with the
Okay,
video?
so there's a couple options. One, they know the person and they're cool with them, and that's why they don't care that they were wearing a mask.
Hold up. Was the person who you talked to the same person who sold that stuff? I can't remember.
We don't know. I don't think so.
Because I know there's different ships. I can't.
It could
It's
be
been a while.
that this guy is a regular and they've recognized him under the mask from like his voice or whatever. And they were like, oh, we don't care. You just happen to be wearing a mask today, but we know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
That would not be suspicious.
Ooh,
That would
that's
be
a-
like,
But wouldn't
What-
they tell us who it was then? If they gave us the video, then they
But the
seem to be
guy that we
cooperating.
got the video from
Oh, that's
isn't
true.
the same guy that he sold everything to.
Yeah.
So that one guy could be the
specifically,
bad guy.
it was the other guy on the shift. It wasn't the one
Yeah.
that we talked to. That I do remember specifically. That's because he was throwing a bit of attitude because it was the other guy's shift that was
Yeah.
dealing with it.
So like there is a possible explanation that isn't like they in cahoots. But yeah, maybe we should go back when the other guy is on shift and talk to him.
Well, I have been looking at getting a few additional firearms, and wouldn't you know it, he's the same motherfucker I need to talk to do that.
That's convenient. Two birds, one stone.
I apologize. I just realized the cussing. Sorry.
You're fine.
Look, I exist on this channel. Anything I am a part of generally will not be clean because I swear mindlessly.
Well, yeah,
This
but
guy's
there's
the guy
certain
summoning the
levels.
undead. That's like worse than the F word.
You're fine.
Necromancy is worse than cursing.
Luke, I swear to God, you are draining all of the mental energy I had left today.
That means I get more, right?
No,
Unless you're an energy vampire.
Well, if I'm draining it, it's got to go.
we cannot rule that out at this point,
I
Cat.
do feel pretty good, but I had
All right,
caffeine.
Robert's Colin
Who-
Robertson.
What?
Colin
Colin?
Colin
Oh.
Robertson.
Yes, yes.
Robinson.
I want to remember my memories when I refresh.
Anyway,
So
Well,
you
you
have a
can't
couple
do
things
stuff.
to check out. You got a PO box. You got the bus routes. You have the phone for the other case.
okay, so Amaryllis, you're gonna meet with the influencer.
hmm
Torque, you're going to the pawn shop. Q, you and I could either check out the bus route or the PO box. Well, if we check out the PO box, like we're not gonna be able to get anything, right? Because we don't have a key, and we're obviously not the person that we're looking for. So they're not just gonna be like, "Oh, well, we'll
We
just
could-
let you into it."
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could get into it. But there would have to be something in there that's important.
I mean, I would imagine there probably is something useful in there, but at the same time, how are you going to get into it stealthily without getting arrested?
Got a multi-tool that can let me pick a lock easily.
Stop
Oh,
calling me
okay.
multi-tool.
All right.
Double check all the details on some of these abilities, but I think
Sage,
it'll do
that
it.
that I think was your best one so far. Thank you.
All right, I guess.
No, that's not what's going to be in there.
I'm assuming there's something in the Discord.
No, it's in the Zoom chat.
In the Zoom chat.
Oh,
And
It looks like it came from inside the house.
God damn it!
That's not where you store those.
inside the house?
No, the PO box.
It's getting it delivered.
I guess that's true. But if it then it's in
Discreet
an
packaging.
unmarked discrete packaging box.
That's what they want you to believe.
Yeah, I believe it. I'll believe it until I don't see it.
Speak of experience. It's okay.
Do
So
you think you need backup, Q?
I think we could stick together because you can keep an eye
Okay.
out. I mean, we don't know
Yeah.
when this person's going to go there.
That's fair. Yeah. All right. So Q and I are going to the post office, I guess.
alright, so let's go around to Amaryllis.
All right.
So
yeah,
are you gonna just show up to where this person is gonna be, or are you gonna give him a call? Or...
She's gonna give it. Well, she's gonna probably give him Instagram because then that's easier just for her to prove who she is.
So you get it back. It's like, oh my god, yeah, we can meet up. You got my phone, awesome. Gives you a place like one of the more yuppie areas in Charles Village that
Mhm.
cater to the yuppier crowd in the city.
All right. and she'll get herself all dressed up.
Hmm.
Dressed up as in, going out in public and looking like a public figure.
Hmm.
I know that's shocking to everybody.
go in, you see the
What is
person.
Amaryllis's excuse for why she can suddenly walk now?
She'll figure it out as she goes.
Season 2
Okay.
doesn't need to connect to season 1.
I'm waiting now for Kev to immediately ask that the moment.
Wait, I have to ask.
Yeah.
Has Amaryllis been able to walk this entire time and just chose to stay in the
No.
wheelchair?
No, she actually had a serious spinal injury.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the person who brought her back from the dead was very, very proficient in life magics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you have to get a lot of new tattoos.
Yeah. It was a long process.
Yeah,
She got most of them back.
Tattoos,
Got-
piercings, all that stuff. Just-
Yeah, it was a long process, like I said.
What
Because she had a lot of
happens
those.
that would cause you to lose tattoos?
Being regenerated?
No, I
Yeah.
mean that's my no. One step before that, what happened?
He
I got killed.
died, yo.
You forgot this? I got killed in, like the
so
lead up
in-
to our
Yeah, and the
world.
time skip when the house was attacked, Amaryllis was gunned down. And
Because they
during
broke
that,
into my room, pretty much.
yeah, so and then
Oof.
when you found a mage capable of bringing her back,
They did a really good job.
the individual was super proficient in life magic, so healed the spine. Unfortunately, also in that process, tattoos would have disappeared, piercings, scars, just like, refresh like a baby, which probably was a bit weird for people who got close to you. It's like smooth.
I feel like there's a bigger thing that would be weirding people out that got close to her. The walking thing.
You can take the walking, but that
Actually,
really
not just the people that's close to you. What about all your fans that have seen you in a wheelchair all this time?
That's
Miracle
probably really
recovery.
weird for them. Yeah.
smooth.
They're coming out with new treatments all the time.
Nothing to fix that shit.
I was in a car accident.
Well, okay, to be fair, one of my favorite creators did break his back in rugby and is still up and walking to this day.
Yeah.
so-
I mean, like, it's one of those things of like, her probably excuse is literally just like, look, I got a very experimental surgery. They're working on it. I went to Russia.
themselves.
It's like Christmas vacation. You got kicked in the head, you went cross-eyed, you fell down a well, you go back to normal.
Luke, this is not an episode of Jackass.
I was talking
Hi,
about
I'm Amaryllis. and
National
this
Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
is
I never
Jackass.
saw it. I hated those films.
Those films.
That was
Film.
that
So I
was
try
the
to say movie
good
and
one.
films at the same time.
I knew what you
I-
were trying to say, and I had to point it out. Say,
And
Jackass.
That was the
I-
only good. That was the only good one.
So,
I hated all of them.
so Amaryllis, you walk in and several people like, oh, you see, the occasional people like, shh. But the person walks up like, oh, you're you got my phone, and how'd you find it? I lost in the woods after that creeper it lunged at me.
She'll kind of give her the greeting and just kind of lean over and just say, if you can keep a secret, I'll let you know.
I am great at secrets. She puts her phone on the table.
I'm filming I was looking over there to film a new music video, and that's a cool, wild ass place. But we found that when rooting around.
Oh, that is a small world. That is awesome. Yeah. Hopefully that creeper guy it wasn't around, because that was scary. It was like Blair Witch come to life.
I'm very lucky then. I'll make sure. Thank you for the warning. I'll have to make sure to get some more security beefed up next time I go in there.
Yeah.
There's creepers in there.
Yeah. You're taller than I thought you would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I guess you're always in the chair, but now you're walking thanks to that experimental surgery you had.
They were incredible.
Yeah. I could never guess, but yeah, thank you. This is so great. I was afraid I was gonna lose. I have tons of photos on here and videos and
Yeah.
other things that I kind of needed. Like a lot of my numbers. Who memorizes phone numbers nowadays?
Look, I have a person to help me do that, so I get you.
And photos, got photos of my cat on here.
Can't lose those.
Yeah.
So
then
was there, if you don't mind me asking, like, what were you doing out there?
Oh, I was taking some night videos of different of the moon and the stars and stuff with a bunch of my girls, and I kind of wandered away, and then I saw that guy, and I was like, wow, I should, start filming and taking a picture of him so that, I can show people this like guy creeping up in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to confront him or got closer, that's when he turned around and like came at me, and I just ran. That's scary. Like, I don't know what he was doing. He was doing something to a tree, and he was saying things like in a weird language. I don't speak anything other than English, but I'm pretty sure that was not English or like what the housekeeper speaks at home. And I don't think it was French either. It wasn't sexy. Might have been German.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it was like a weird. Yeah, I wish I could be more helpful because when I reported the stolen phone, the cops were asking me questions, and I tried to answer
I
as much as I can.
I get it. I just, for my own safety and the safety of my crew, I'd like to at least know what was going on. But
Yeah, but it is out there. Trying to think of anything else. Tall individual. I don't know if the camera really picked it up and I was like filming whatever, but guy had to have been like 6.5 or so. Kind of broad shoulders. Might have been a woman, but it's hard to tell. But I'm thinking the guy has the broad shoulders.
mhm.
Pretty creepy. Trying to think. Also the area was it get colder in that area than it was earlier. That was weird. I have
That's weird. Yeah.
yeah. One of my girlfriend's cousin's uncle's brothers is into the ghost hunting thing, and they might go out to check things out after they heard about it on my Instagram.
Make
Yeah.
sure he's careful.
Yeah, and they work for that group Tips.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like professional ghost hunters.
Not really my scene, but
That was pretty nifty. And like I said, he was doing something to the tree.
some people
But
are just
yeah,
weird, eh?
yeah, but I ran. Oh, I didn't know you're Canadian.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was running, and I know I dropped my phone. After I was running though, the other weird thing is like I thought someone was following me for a while, but then like I think I might have blacked out at some point because it was like midnight-ish, 1 o'clock when that happened. But then when my
Mhm.
friends came and like I heard my friends in the woods and I woke up, it was like 2 hours later, but I did not run for 2 hours. These boots that I was wearing were not made for running.
I get that. She's probably wearing like Amaryllis is probably wearing those like ridiculous, like the thick sole like when I say like goth boots. You know what I'm talking about? Those. I get you. I get you.
Yeah. So I must have passed out or something happened. I don't much detail. I do remember having a because like it. Don't remember, though I do have a vague recollection of hearing voices when I was passed out.
Us.
But yeah, no weird details. It's weird. Talking to you actually is making some things come back to me. I guess that's what I would kind of like when I go to my therapist and tell him about all my issues at home.
I can get that.
It's really nice. But yeah, oh, there's one other thing. Since you're having a video and everything, other than, if you need some backup dancers, I know how to do a nice dancing. And she starts,
Keep-
just doing real bad dance. No rhythm. Um, after I like saw that, me and my girls, we were looking through a lot of our photos, and there was one of my friends' photos that did have a similar individual in the background from earlier in that day. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, she does something. She's like, "Do you got the AirDrop with the iPhone?"
Yeah, she turns hers on.
She just like sends you a picture of earlier in the day where you see her basically the group of girls and other people at the park, because it's earlier in the day when people actually go to the park.
Yeah.
But in the background, you do see an individual wearing darker clothes and stuff, that similar body build, though obviously without the hood and all this other stuff.
Mhm.
And you get kind of like a profile shot of this individual.
Thank you very much for this, because I'll keep my team look with an eye out there, because last thing we need is someone else getting attacked by that creep.
Yeah. But they're so much like Blair Witch. I was expecting to like turn around and just someone standing in the and just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
You're
And do you want a signature autograph?
yeah, she pulls out a stack of photos. Just a couple.
And who are they addressed to?
She just starts making up names.
She'll indulge her a little bit with this.
Are the photos of Amaryllis or of her?
Yeah, that's the curious about. She's going to sign them, but which one? It'll be funnier to know which one, what it is.
There's a mix. There's a couple like standard ones that you put out. Then there's a couple of her and her friends taking selfies and stuff. You see one that really badly photoshopped that looks like her with you in the background. It's like, you see another one that is of one of your concerts where they're in like one of the back rows, like taking pictures.
Simultaneously, I both love and hate this character, and this makes me so happy.
Okay, so I really hated her up until right now.
That is the funniest. Honestly, too, Amaryllis is like, this is hilarious to her. Like, she's like, I'll sign along, and surprisingly, Amaryllis did bring her own marker, and it is one of those.
That is not surprising in the fucking least.
Even better, it's one of those, those markers that like as you draw with them, they do like the rainbow color to them. It's one of those kind of markers.
I would expect nothing less.
You gotta have P flash. Oh, rip Saege.
Just a note. Sage did message me that he is feeling the effects of work. So
Energy vampire.
Yeah,
working under capitalism. It is terrible. Understandable.
Robinson. Yeah. So he will be not joining us for the rest. Note we've been playing for about an hour-ish, Katrina. So when you edit, you know roughly where Mark is.
She'll probably forget by the time we start. She goes to edit again.
Yeah. So we cut to Sage. Oh wait.
Oh shit.
He disappeared in the pawn shop. I never saw him again. Next time we go there, he's working behind the counter. Doesn't remember us.
You're pulling me off.
Oh,
So
have you been to the Cloud District before?
we should have held out for more.
I always still that guy. So yeah. There's some photos, but that's some information you got.
All right. Yeah, she'll kind of take that down and have it more or less ready for everyone else when we meet back up.
So we're cut to the post office crew, since you're the other crew.
The office.
Yeah.
You go to the post office, you see a couple workers, see the security and stuff. You do know that post office police are tough motherfuckers, so you don't want to fuck with them.
I don't
Okay,
fuck with
how
any police.
many cops are here?
You only really see one. They generally aren't like super on premise, but you
Okay, yeah.
and like in real life, the United States Postal Service, their law enforcement arm are notoriously they're ones you don't want to fuck with because they will succeed at their thing. They take their mail fraud seriously.
I was gonna say, like, I've even heard how strict they are.
Well, yeah, because they don't fucking do anything else. Like, it's like we've got one job. We will not fuck this up.
Oh, can I do something?
Okay, that's
On the way there, when I will not choose to fuck up. On the way there, I want to use my fortune ritual positive thought on Holly and give her like a pep talk about how everything's gonna go great and give her a -1 difficulty to any mundane checks.
Ooh. What would uh spoofy? What would oh poop.
So what about poop?
So I'm looking at my rituals and the one that I have, it can increase any the only thing I can improve is strength or stamina. So that's not really helpful here.
Yeah. But
Oh wait,
there.
the strength of stamina mundane, is that how mundane works?
No, I'm
Oh, you're
looking
talking about
at
your rituals,
one
okay.
of my rituals. So one of my
Oh.
rituals,
That makes sense.
I can increase. I knew that one of my rituals lets me increase one of our like ability score things, but I couldn't remember what. But it's only one of them. It's not like whatever you choose. I can. It's called Oxen Bomb. When applied to the skin, it increases the user's strength rating by 1 to a max of 5. If their strength is already 5, it increases stamina instead.
Oh, cool. If I need strength to pick a lock, we did it wrong.
Yeah. That's my thought why I'm like, maybe not. We don't really need that. Yeah. So yeah, we I guess look around the post office. Where are the like PO boxes located?
The actual boxes are basically you walk in for this one, you walk into like the vestibule area and they're kind of there. To the left is where you go for the clerks and everything. Do note that big items that don't fit in the boxes, you do go to like the clerk area to pick those up.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's kind of like just there you walk in that way. If they're closed and stuff, people can just walk into the vestibule and open and pull most of their stuff out.
And we know which one is his.
Mm-hmm.
All right then.
You go in, you just see security guards sitting there with the newspapers, like,
I'll give a polite nod.
they'll go over. You see the postal worker behind the desk, just older lady, probably in her 70s, just looking at you.
Mhm. Are there other people around? Like, are we going to be the only person there that's getting stared at by everyone?
There's like 2, 3 other people. It's really not super busy at the moment.
Okay.
Ollie will like stand next to Q, sort of like blocking the actual line of sight if possible, from him and everybody else, and just start talking about the most innocuous shit of like whatever annoying thing Ronja's kids siblings did this week.
I'll act
And
exasperated.
just yes, like she like okay, so my goal is to make it seem like I am acting as natural as possible while boring the shit out of anybody that is listening in. Or if they are that kind of nosy bitch, making them pay attention to me in our conversation rather than what Q is doing.
Sort of a hide in plain sight.
Yeah.
That's smart.
And what is Q going to attempt to do?
Q is going to, once Holly is doing that and we have our little scheming little hands covered by our bodies, he's going to try to get into the PO box using his multi-tool lock picking prong.
So give me a second. Go for intelligence and security. Is a security
Intelligence.
skill? Or is-
It Could be, it's not on the list.
Streetwise, then that's a
Streetwise is
skill.
good. Okay, so that's
Yeah,
streetwise and intelligence, and then I get +3 from the multi-tool because it's magic. That was my big ritual. That's 10 dice.
Oh, no, the +3 you I think in this one you add to the number. I think. Let me
Let's see
double
how
check.
it says
There's 3 dice.
it adds 3 dice to any roll
Okay,
that
there it is.
utilizes the tools.
All right. I'm trying to remember that there's that slight difference in the additions, and sometimes my brain just like, is it this?
I'm basically using the way that you wrote it when you sent it.
Okay.
So I got according to I rolled 57. That's something. I rolled the dice and rolled 20.
Mhm.
What's the difficulty? 6?
Yeah.
3. So I got 5 successes, but 2 are 10s and 1 is a 1.
And so the 1 does gobble a success.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be 4 successes then, unless the 10 is worth extra.
Now that's your specialized. So you go, it opens up. You see several letters and a package in there. Small package. And a discreet box. From Amazon.
I will act like this is all normal and it's mine. I'll grab my things and I'll just hold them like a normal person would hold mail, like in their hand as I close it,
Mhm.
and then start to walk away and be like, those kids, they're always eating fast food.
As you walk by, the security guard's like, have a good day.
I just nod.
You
He doesn't
do.
care what I say.
I mean, you acted like you belonged and open it up. Didn't really cause too much. Until they check the cameras later, maybe, but you know.
Who cares?
Hmm.
That's tomorrow's problem. And why would they?
When someone shows up and he goes, "Why is my package gone?"
I mean, there's so many steps. There's so many steps between ordering something and receiving something.
Where's my package? Somebody
Plus-
grab my package.
Were you busy robbing a house with a magic candle, sir?
Yes.
Well, then it takes one to know one. I think I'll walk with Holly. We'll go like down the block and around the corner and then find like the lee of a building to lean in and start going through the stuff we found.
Why don't you just
We
get in
not
the
get
car
in
and
our
drive?
car.
We parked around the corner. We get in the car. We drive away.
There we go.
I leaned against the building for a moment and then you clicked the button to unlock the car that was next to us.
Do you wait to get to the hotel or do you open the stuff up while in the car?
I'm gonna look and see like who it's to and who it's from while we're driving. I'm not gonna open the package in the car, but I will just like leaf through the things.
You see a couple things. You see bill, final notice.
Oh, this guy's desperate.
But one of the letters is actually in a manila like envelope, you know, like
Ooh.
one of those fancy ones, and it's got fancy handwriting on it. So it is not the same as the others. And on the inside is a parchment with something you can't read because it's in a foreign language at the moment.
Shit, we didn't take that perk.
Don't worry, we have Google Translate on every phone in the world.
Google
We can get
Translate.
back. I can leave that till we get back to the hotel though.
I have a thing to share for Google Translate at some point with you guys after the game.
It translates
did
things
that-
funnily sometimes.
It is so fucking funny. The one I got.
We got a fair amount of funny ones in Japan.
And the text mine was trying to translate was Japanese.
Ah,
Yeah, because I think it's confused with the mixture of the kanji and the katakana and all that stuff. Sometimes
and there's a
I
lot
think
of context related things too. It's not always easy to tell where one word ends and another begins. If you know what you're looking for.
yeah, we were trying to we got
That's just
the
me in English language in general.
the multi flavors of
Well,
Kit
we got
Kats from Japan, and we were trying to see
Ooh.
which ones they were. And I'm like, I finally got it to work. And I look and it's just like, Nestle, son of a
Oh.
bitch.
You couldn't read Nestle?
It
These
was
were
not-
two of my favorite.
Yes.
I don't know if they'll
Crikey.
show up, but
Mhm.
hold on. How do I turn off things?
Oh,
Yeah. Like this is the one that was. These were really good.
oh, we didn't
Melon
get
Kit
I was
Kats.
I was ready to joke. I wonder what flavor they are.
melon was.
And this one is really good too. This is like a barley type thing,
Oh,
like a barley
I got
cracker.
that one.
yeah. Those, did we get the
They were
barley
really
one?
good.
I
Those
know we
were-
didn't get melon. We had
It was delicious and refreshing.
yeah. Some of them were good. There was one or two we weren't really a fan of. Mainly the wasabi one.
Yeah,
Oh, I
the
didn't see that.
wasabi was terrible. The green tea was pretty meh.
We're not a big fan of
It's
green
a
tea.
very
Gets that
mild flavor.
yeah, that bitter aftertaste for green
It-
tea. I'm just not a fan of it.
The certain there is if you get this is gonna sound exceedingly pretentious because I am pretentious with green tea. If you make it right and if you get decent green tea, it doesn't have that really astringent bitterness. A lot of places when you get green tea either brew it at too high of a heat or brew it for too long.
When it's the stuff from like Boxu and stuff, it's the green
Yeah.
tea infused stuff. And oh, the other one we weren't really a huge fan of was the sake flavored one.
Oh yeah,
Sake?
no.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that tastes like. People say it tastes strong.
It tastes like beer.
Oh, I don't know what that tastes like.
Honestly,
Yes.
sake is
It
so
reminded
almost-
me.
I almost tried it once.
sake is so good.
Anyway,
It just
so
reminds me of the first time I got super drunk.
so anyway, so you get to the house. I say you all meet up. You got the letters. And so you got the two things. You got a package from the guy's thing, and you got a envelope written in a different language.
Watch, you're gonna get letter bombed.
No.
Yeah, so
Let's. Do we want to decipher that now? Or
Well,
I mean, you said you want to have a slightly shorter session.
yeah. Let's
I
say
think we can call it
weekend.
here.
Yeah, over the weekend next time we will open the package, decipher the letter. That way we have hopefully the whole crew and everyone here for the whole thing, and so we good, so we don't move too fast. Yeah, so thank you for joining us. We had a shorter session tonight, folks.
We made
We
a
were
lot of
down to
progress in
player.
the story.
Yeah, making more progress, going a lot faster.
Mhm.
So yeah, we like I said, down a player and a half tonight, so it happens, but hopefully you enjoyed it and hopefully the mysteries start being resolved so we can get the story going in our new revamped version of the game. So until next time, have a magically wonderful time.
Bye.
Bye.